Hey y'all, so today I am going to continue explaining on my previous video. Um, Last video I just vented. I just had a talk. But this video I am going to explain what's going on with my husband. So my husband, Miguel, I call him my beekeeper because he's the one that keeps all of us in check, even me, the queen bee. um, and our house is the hive, and of course, all my children's are, you know, our little bees. Bella is my bumblebee. Abby is my honeybee. Mikey is my killer bee, and Asa is my baby bee. Um, and I think we're a pretty good family. We have our ups and downs, but for the most part, we're here for each other. So with that being said, okay, so let's start from the beginning. I believe it was December the 19th. My husband was complaining about stomach pains, and I told him, I was like, you don't mess around with stomach. So I took him to the emergency room, and he actually stayed in the hospital until the 23rd. He had, I believe it's called diverticulitis. I'll see if I could try to put the description on it over here. And so, anywho, so he was in a hospital for that. Pretty much what they had explained to me was that I guess like the pockets that's in his colon, one of them, or they had got infected and it like um, popped open. So he was in all these antibiotics and nausea medications and fluid intakes and finally they were able to let him out on the 23rd, the day before Christmas Eve. So that was a good thing for us. But he was still not feeling well. He still kept on getting a fever. He was still complaining about his abdomen, and then it got to the point where he couldn't breathe, where he was like, "Oh, my chest, I can't breathe," And I'm like, "We need to go. We need to go to the emergency. There's something else wrong, or there's something wrong, or maybe it's not getting better." Well, I want to say it was the 27th or the 26th. I took him back in to the emergency room, and I told him something's going on. My husband is complaining about not able to breathe. We waited in the hallway, maybe for about an hour, and then they finally had a room available. And so they did x-rays on his chest. Come to find out, he had pneumonia. So pneumonia is, I'm going to put it right here, is, I believe, fluid in your lungs. I don't know. We'll soon find out if I'm right. Okay, so anywho, so they gave him, I think, some kind of pain meds, and then the doctor said something about that he has to just let it take its course. So it was a viral infection, not a bacterial infection, is what I understand, or what they told me. So with that being said, same thing. He was still complaining about not breathing and this and that. So then on the 30th or the 31st, I think it was the 30th, before New Year's Eve, I went back. I took him back. So this is already the first time he was in the hospital. The second time they said he had pneumonia. Okay, so this is the third time. The third time they said that his pneumonia progressed, so it got worse. And then with this time, with the pneumonia getting worse, when we came inside the hospital, same thing. They left us in the room. I mean, not in the room, the hallway, for about a good hour and a half until they finally, took us back there. when he was done with the x-rays and stuff, they just said that his pneumonia had progressed. They just said, just let it take its course. And then I asked, I was like, well, what about some pain meds or something? He's in pain. He can't breathe. And they were just like pretty much like tough shit. That's what it, what they said in a nice way. So we go back home. New Year's Eve, he normally does things for the kids on New Year's Eve, because of the fireworks and everything. He takes the kids shopping for fireworks. I don't go. I really don't like New Year's Eve and 4th of July, just due to my PTSD. I like start freaking out, and it's just a really bad situation for me. But since he wasn't able to do anything, I think it was like around 11 o'clock. Yeah, it was 11 o'clock New Year's Eve, and I was like, you know what? Let's go get some fireworks. But I only told them we're only gonna get like the little sprinkler ones or the little fountain ones or Roman candles. We're not gonna get anything that's like boo boo. So yeah. But they still enjoyed it. So, long story short, I filled in the shoes of Miguel with fireworks. It was really hard, but I did it. And I also went to my sister-in-law's house. She lives just around the corner from us, for the adult supervision for the kids, because I stayed in the truck. All right, so New Year's Eve pops up, New Year's Day pops up. He's still in so much pain, and this whole time that he was at the house, I didn't let the kids come inside his room, and I didn't sleep with him. When I came in the room, I would wear my mask. I sanitize, I hand wash, I sprayed Lysol, whatever I can. Whenever I came in here. I don't know if pneumonia is contagious or not. So I was just doing that. Miguel continued to complain about his medication, about his pains, his chest pains, and he can't breathe. And then one day he just like broke down, and he was just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm a horrible father. I'm a horrible husband. I wasn't there for the kids. I'm going to die. I don't want to die. I can't die. I have so much to live for. And I told him, I was like, Miguel, you're not going to die. Trust me. God has given you so many chances. Like, you're literally a cat with 9 lives. And my husband, he's had 4 heart attacks. He has 13 stents. And he's still here with us, and then the 4th time, I want to say this is now, what day are we at? Hold on, let me think. Yeah, on the 4th, hold on, scratch that. The 4th time that I took him in was 4, 3, 2. I was on the 2nd of January, which was a Saturday, and they were like, we got to do the COVID test on you, and same thing, kept us in the waiting room. And we were there in the waiting, in the waiting room. Or hallway, waiting hallway. We were there in the waiting hallway for about a good 2-3 hours. And I told Miguel, I was like, Miguel, do you want me to say something? Do you want me to go tell them, my husband's here. He's like in pain. He still can't breathe. Something's going on. And can y'all take a look at him and this and that. And y'all had diagnosed him with pneumonia earlier this week. It's progressed. I was trying to, I want to tell them all of this stuff. And my husband was like, no. He's the calm one. I'm the confrontational one. I'm like, hey, we got to get this going. And he's like, no, just let them do their job. So we waited, and And then I told Miguel, I'm gonna go use the restroom, but I'm gonna be right back. And like I literally was walking super fast, because I don't want to run in the hallways at the hospital. So I went to go use the restroom. I had to go all the way around back inside the waiting room, and and then I guess Miguel went over there to the nurse's station, I guess asked him what's going on, and then he sat back down. And then I said, Miguel, what happened? And then he goes, oh, they're gonna see if my x-rays are done. And I said, okay. And then like not even 2 minutes later, the nurse pops up, and then the nurse oh, the x-ray and the COVID, I'm sorry, the COVID test. And then the nurse comes up, and then she's like, ma'am, we need you to leave because your husband came out positive for the COVID on the COVID test. And then I was like, what? I was like, we were just here not even 2 days ago. And y'all said that he was negative. Now he's positive. I mean, and then also y'all been having us right here in the hallway for 3 hours. Don't you think that people that comes by and stuff, it might be a hazardous to them? And she was like, yeah, that's why we kind of have y'all on the back side of the hallway. And I was like, oh my gosh, it doesn't matter if it's the back side or the front side, people still gonna walk by. Take him to the back, and then they put him, and I told Miguel, I'm gonna go to the house and just tell me what's going on. So go to the house, and then next thing you know it, like about 3 hours later, Miguel calls me. Yeah, 4 hours later, Miguel calls me, and he's like, oh, come pick me up. And I was like, well, what's going on? I thought they said you had COVID. And then she said no, the test actually came out negative. So I'm like, what? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go get you. So I go over there, I go get him, and I was like, Miguel, what happened? They put you in a room full of COVID patients, right, or no? And he said, yeah, there were some patients back there, and like he said that they were like dying, and he was like, they had machines on them, and this and that, and this was in the emergency room, like I guess like one section like they have designated over there. But he said that when the test came, I guess they had did like another test or something, and then they said when it came back negative, Miguel said that they closed the curtains real quick all around him, and then they just said, okay, sir, you don't have COVID, we're gonna get you out as soon as possible. And so he's in a big room filled with people that I guess are positive with COVID, and they just closed him up with curtains all around him. And I'm like, okay, so what else did they do? And he said that they just let him out, and then that was it. So that was on Saturday, I believe. That's what I just said. Well, the very last time, which is Monday, he was, I mean, he was white, like pale white. It didn't even look like there was like blood circulation coming to him, and like he was just like out of it. And then that's when um he called the ambulance, because every single time when I took him, I was like, do you want me to call the ambulance? Do you want me to call the ambulance? And he's like, no, I just drive me over there. And his main thing is he worries about everything, even obviously even finance. And he's like, I don't want to spend $3,000 on an ambulance ride when they're just going to send me home. And so I was like, okay. Well, this time he called, and then I told him, I was like, do you want me to follow you? I mean, what do you want me to do? And he's like, no, just stay here with the kids, the ambulance is coming. So he was in the living room, and I had opened the door before. Just give y'all a heads up, before he called the ambulance, I called my best friend Grace to come pick up the kids, because I did not want them to see their father go inside an ambulance. So she came, and she picked all the kids up, and she took them to her house, and they played and everything else. Okay, so when the ambulance came, I had the door open. First, it was like three people that came, or three paramedics, firefighters. They all came in, and then next thing you know, there was like 7 or 8 people in my living room. And just to keep in mind, my husband, he's a very fluffy man. um and it took, I think it was like 3 guys to help him get on the stretcher, because he was just so weak. He was weak. Buckled him down. They gave him the oxygen thing, and then he was inside the ambulance. I think they were outside for about a good 30 minutes inside the ambulance, and then finally, I guess the driver, she was in the back, and then she comes out, and then she's like, "Oh, we're gonna take him to South Austin. They should call you if anything else happens." And I was like, "Okay, thank you." And then they took him away. I kind of like waved goodbye. I don't know if he seen me through the window or not, but it helped me out just for me to know that I waved at him. And then Miguel calls me about maybe a few hours later, and then he says that he did end up being positive for COVID. So I'm like, how is it that you're positive one day and then negative in the next, and then now you're positive again? And he was like, I don't know. They don't even know what's going on. But supposedly he must have got it when he was in the hospital the first time. And it just been incubating in him, I guess, for the past 2 weeks, since he was like, sick with pneumonia and everything. And so he's like, I do have COVID, and I'm gonna be in here. And I was like, okay. And I told him, I was like, Miguel, don't worry about anything. Your mom's here to help me. Your sister's is actually helping me out. Um, Grace, took the kids, and she's actually bringing them back right now. We're here for you. We're here. And, he just sounded so tired, and could, like, if he ran a mile, or 100 miles, and he couldn't catch up, he couldn't keep his breath, he couldn't catch his breath. And so I just told him, I was like, we're here, we love you, just please stay strong, we're here, stay positive. You're not going anywhere, trust me, you're not going anywhere. And I can tell that he was scared. He was scared. I mean, I would be scared too, knowing that that the odds are not with you, because all throughout 2020, we would hear, oh, if you have diabetes, you're gonna die from COVID. Well, Miguel does have that. It is a diabetic. And if they say, oh, if you're obese, you're gonna get COVID. And my husband is fluffy, and he's like a 4X, so yeah. And then of course, with them saying, oh, if you have heart problems, and you get COVID, you're gonna die from it, And like I said, my husband, he's had 4 heart attacks. He does have chronic heart condition. And he has, like I said, 13 stents. So, that's that. And I'm like, oh my God. And he even told me, he was like, you know what, B, if I ever get COVID, I'm gonna die. And I told him, I was like, you're not gonna die. I was like, trust me. One, we have been super cautious, like throughout the whole year. We have been so super cautious. We don't go anywhere. If we do go somewhere, it was to the store, and back, or to a doctor's appointment and back. Like, we were so cautious throughout the whole year. But the one time that I took him to the fucking hospital, he got sick. And I mean, I seriously thought, that being in a hospital, it would be safe. It would be sterile. And I guess I was wrong. I was fucking wrong. So, all of that being said, he is still in the hospital. It's already been today is now Monday, so yeah, it's been a whole week, 7 days. The last time I had spoken to him was on Wednesday, last week Wednesday, and he was just like, I can't do this, and I told him, I was like, no, you're gonna keep on going, the reason why that the last time I spoke with him on Wednesday was because Wednesday night, like pretty much close to midnight, Thursday morning, I guess you would say, they had to sedate him because he was just in so much pain. He wasn't getting any oxygen. They had the CPAP on full blast. He said that they had it on 100%. The CPAP is where they have the mask on him and it blows air in like super hard, and then it sucks air out whenever he's exhaling, and it's like, I guess it helps him breathe. And and uh and even with that, his oxygen level in his blood was still low. I think they said it was like 52, 54, something like that. And your oxygen level in your blood, or in your body, is supposed to be in the 90s. So yeah, he wasn't doing very well. They automatically put him in ICU, and in the intensive care unit. They've had him there since then, since last week Wednesday. For a good moment, he was decreasing, and they had asked me if I wanted to put him, I guess, like in the prone position or something like that, where they turn him on his belly, so that way they can see. And I'll see if I could try to put something up here to see if that way his body can get more air, because supposedly if you're on your back, you're not able to breathe very well. But if you're in the prone position, it helps the airway to come in a lot better, more accurate. I don't know. I'm so horrible at medical terms. I'm sorry. Um, so, and I told him, I was like, do whatever you can to save my husband. Yeah, we need him. Whatever you can do. And she was like, oh, okay, I just want to make sure. Okay. I mean, it's not her fault. I mean, I don't know if the other people had chosen a different word or a different option, but not us. No. So they did that. And let me see, they put him in the prone position, I believe it was Saturday. They actually did that Saturday, and they said that it was doing good. He was taking it in. Yesterday is Sunday. That's when I had posted my previous video, and like I said, I just wanted to vent. It probably didn't even make sense, and I'm sorry if it didn't even make sense. I just wanted to talk. Yesterday they said that they're gonna flip him back around, put him on his back, and see how he takes oxygen. Oh, and also they put him on a ventilator. Uh, uh, they said that a ventilator is more powerful than a CPAP. It's like tubes, I believe, going down the throat to help you breathe. I don't know, but I'm gonna try to put something right here too. So they have him on a ventilator. They put him in the prone position, and they have feeding tubes going down his throat, and a catheter, so when he uses the restroom. Um, and they said that with the ventilator being on max, that he was getting about 90, 92 um, of oxygen, the oxygen level in his body. So when later on the night, they said that when they were going to flip him back to his back, uh, they said that he did good. He is taking the oxygen. It actually went up to 94. So last night, the nurse said that they're going to lower it down to 90%. So with them putting him at 90% oxygen level, the ventilator, and he's still keeping his oxygen levels up, which is a good sign. We're getting somewhere. And also he's on his back, so that's a good positive. So but yeah, right now he is still in critical condition, but stable, right? Yeah, he came up already, a little bit, and he's staying right there. So we're doing it, like hour by hour. Okay, sorry about that. My little baby bee decided to come over here, and he wanted some water, so I just opened it up for him. So yeah, like I said, we're taking it hour by hour still, seeing how he's taking oxygen in. The nurse normally calls me in the morning, like around 6 or 7. I think it's before shift change, and then the night shift dude, girl, whichever one it is, they'll call me like around 11 at night. They said that when everything starts to calm down, they'll let me know like what's going on, or if not, I'll call them and just say, hey, just tell them whenever they have a chance to just call me back. I know they said sometimes they forget, and which patient or which patient's family is, wants to know, because supposedly there's some patients that their family doesn't even call about. I'm like, what? I did not know that there's people out there that really doesn't have a family, and I'm sorry. That's very odd, and I'm, I just feel so sad, that people are in the hospital and they have no family. I don't know, but we have a big family, and they've been helping us. They've been praying. I mean, we have tons of prayer warriors, and my aunts and my cousins, and I mean we're all here. But before this video, I just told my family that Miguel had pneumonia, and it just got really bad. But with this video, I hope they're able to see this, and not just our family, but our friends as well. I hope they're able to see this, to see what's really going on with Miguel. He, like I said, unfortunately, he does have COVID, and he's fighting. He's fighting with his life. He's fighting, and I mean, I've cried, and I mean, I've been taking my extra medications, and the ones that helps me with my anxiety, or whatever, and I'm still here. He's still here. Kids are still here. We're all still here. I'm taking it like half day by half day. Let's see if I can make it to the afternoon. Let's see if I can make it to the night. Let's see if I can make it to tomorrow morning. That's what I'm doing. I don't want to break down on my children. I have to be here. So far, I've been going grocery shopping, and I hate grocery shopping. I hate being around people. I hate being inside big buildings. I hate when driving. I hate finding parking spots. And even though like I said, I'm a disabled veteran with PTSD, I do have DV plates to where I can park in the handicap spots. Sometimes those handicap spots are taken, and I'll park far. Like I park all the way to the back, and yeah, that may hurt me on my, on my hips, and with my anxiety and paranoia. I'm over here looking at all the birds and everything, but I know I have to go inside Walmart to get the stuff that I need for my kids so they can eat. And then uh just last Saturday, my freaking washer decides to take a dump. So I have clothes that needs to be washed, and I don't even want to go to the washateria because it's like fucking crazy. And oh, I just hate everything. I hate that I have to get out of the house. I hate it. But I'm still here. We're still here. We're still praying for Miguel to come back home, at least to wake up. We still need him up. So, if y'all have any questions or concerns, leave comments down below. I'm still here. I'm trying. I really am trying. I got to get back onto my sewing. I really do. I have to get back onto my sewing. That's what keeps me calm. Sewing is what keeps me calm. And I even donated 3 of my quilts to a church in bee caves. So, just doing, trying to just keep myself occupied, trying to clean up Miguel's room. Miguel just has so much stuff, but he keeps everything in his room because he doesn't want to lose it in the garage. The garage is like filled to the brim, and so yeah. But anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and skedaddles. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that other good stuff. What all the YouTuber says, and I'll see y'all in the next. Peace.